So I designed a device for tracking for cars. So from your phone, you can see where your car is, turn it off, turn it on, manage the fuel, all that.
Such incidences stirred a young innovator whom at the time was 18 years old to develop a vehicle tracking and security software.
I got an email from Nigeria. So the Nigerian government, they wanted to introduce speed limiting devices for all their commercial vehicles. So when I got the email, I left Kenya, went to Nigeria. So that's where I set up my first small factory. That's when I started making like good money. So now that's when I came up with the idea of building the passenger drone. I did the tests and it was successful. So I started doing like put heavy like loads in it. It was perfect. Then I went in and started flying it.
His giant leap into the sky is a journey that began at a tender age when he was just 6 years old.
Where I grew up, we never had electricity. We never had the internet. We never had a TV. So like when I was 5-6 years, I started like doing small experiments with like batteries. So I remember the first project that I built, the whole school was surprised. They laughed at me. They say, you know what, you're confused. There's no way that you're going to pull this off. And then after like 2 weeks, I built it. I went to the exhibitions and I won.
You won the national?
I won the national award.
Wow.
Because my country where I was born, it constrained my abilities. Like there's a lot that I couldn't do. America, you don't need a rich father or a politician uncle. If you have all what matters is your brain, you are blessed, you have everything.
You know, the people who are in it, they don't see it. It takes like an outsider like you
to be able to see,
come in and see all of this.
Because I've learned the hard way. Now I can be able to build a manufacturing company with a fraction of a cost.
So you started Inventing School.
Inventing School is a program where we try to support or teach the kids how they can be able to utilize the latest technologies for them to be able to build anything that they want.
Welcome to MaalBridge episode 2. Today we are joined by Maurice Mbetsa, an inventor, founder, and a builder whose work spans IoT, mobility, security, and education. What stands out about his journey is not just the range of things he has built, but the way he keeps turning real problems into real products. Our conversation with Maurice today will be in sort of a 3 phases. I want to understand his childhood and what actually got him into technology and inventing. And we'll highlight, because we will not be able to cover all that he has done, some of his inventions and some of his companies that he has worked on over the years. And we will conclude his recently transition to the US and some of the projects that he has started here in the US, including Loqey and a school for kids called Inventing School. Maurice, welcome. To start off, would you introduce yourself to those who might not know you? Who's Maurice, and what first to get you interested in technology and inventing?
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. Actually, this is, I would say, my first interview since I came to the US, and it really means a lot to me. And,
very happy to be part of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I said, my name is Maurice Mbetsa. I'm an inventor, entrepreneur, and from Kenya. So I was born in a place called Mombasa. Mombasa, it's like the coastal part of Kenya.
Right.
And I grew up in a very small village called Mariakani. And one thing, most of the things that I do today, if I tell people that where I grew up, we never had electricity. We never had the internet. We never had a TV. The first time I used a computer is, I think, when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started falling in love with the technology and devices when I was, I think, like about 4 or 5 years. And I started very slowly. You know, when kids are growing up, and you ask a kid, what do you want to become when you grow up? What do you want? Today, the kid is going to say, you know, I want to be a pilot. Tomorrow, I want to be a driver. The day after later, they want to be a doctor.
Right.
But for me, straight when I was like very young, I wanted to be an engineer. Nobody in my family is an engineer, but I was just curious on how things work.
Right.
And so like when I was 5-6 years, I started like doing small experiments with like batteries and wires, like bulbs. And I remember every time when like you see like small kids, when your mom comes from like the city, they bring like toys, sweets, I would always tell my mom, just bring me batteries and wires and like components
instead of toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I grew up like a single mother, and most of the time I spent with my grandfather, and life was really, really tough. But then I found happiness in inventions, and I would spend a lot of hours just thinking of how things work, understanding, and then try to like do like small experiments on how I can on different things.
Yeah.
And one of my cousin was in high school, and I remember he was doing physics. So I used to go to he had a very big box with a lot of books. So I used to take his physics books and I started reading them. So imagine I was like 7 years old, 8 years old.
You're reading high school material.
I would read like a high school physics book. I would understand how things work.
Wow.
And I remember the first thing that I started reading was about transformers. So I started seeing, okay, like this is how the transformer works. You have the primary coil, you have the secondary coil. And then specifically, I start looking for wires. And then I would take like a piece of steel nail, wind up the primary coil, wind up the secondary coil, and then experiment how a transformer works. So sometimes I would even like get like small, like electrocuted, and then I started asking myself, how did it happen?
Right.
And then I started like thinking, and remember that time there's no internet. I just
you couldn't Google anything.
You couldn't Google anything.
Yes.
And then now, none in my family was an engineer. So I had nobody that I would.
Yeah, I was wondering, how did you fall in love with things that you don't have? Because you say you didn't have electricity, you didn't have TV, you didn't have a lot of those things that you really wanted to play with and fix. How do you even become interested in them if you don't see those things in your environment?
Sometimes, like when now I'm grown up, I just try to recall how it all started, and I think it's God, because I don't even know how it all started, but up to today, the things that I've done when I was like 10 years old, there are people who are in high school today they can't do. And remember that time, as you said, there's nowhere you could Google anything, because we didn't have devices, we didn't have computers, there was no internet. There was like even the TV those days, like people who even on TVs, there was nothing much in terms of technology that they will show. And now right from that age, I believed everything that I would go through, technology can solve for me. Just in my mind, I knew every single thing that any challenge that I'll go through, like in my life, I believe technology can be able to solve for me. So that is a belief that was in my mind, and it kept becoming stronger and stronger as I grew up. And I remember now, I told you we didn't have electricity.
Right.
So now, when I was 10, I saw a bicycle. And then I saw that bicycle had a light. Then I asked myself, how does that bicycle generate its own power? So I learned about the bicycle, the dynamo. So you have the magnet, you have the coil, and then you generate the power.
Right.
So now I got magnets, I got coils, and I built myself like a small windmill. And then now in my house, I put it up there. When the wind came, generated electricity. So that's a problem that I solved. Then after that, I remember when I was in I think I was 11 years old when I went to school. And then when I was in school, somebody broke my locker and stole all my books.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then again, you remember I told you, I believed technology would solve anything no matter what. And I'll tell you very funny stories on how sometimes I got in trouble.
I can't get enough of this.
Sometimes I got in trouble. Okay. So now what I did is, remember I did an experiment with the transformers.
Yes.
And I got electrocuted, right?
Yes.
So I built a small device.
Yes.
Put it in my locker. And then the next time someone went and touched my locker, they got electrocuted, and I was called by the principal.
Yeah.
And I told the principal,
don't touch my things.
Yeah, don't touch my things.
Yes.
So now they started understanding the kind of a person I was. And even like the teachers knew that I was like a special kind of a kid.
Right.
They would support me in some of the things that I wanted to do, like gave me magazines, books, because even the teachers did not understand really what some of the things that I would do.
Yeah, and at this age you were 10. When you were inventing
10, 11, yes.
tool to basically protect your locker.
Yes.
Okay.
And then again, so that time, I used to love watching football. And then now, the whole town,
right,
you have like 3 or 4 places where people would go and watch football. So football was in like national television. So you have like a national television that at 4 p.m. You watch TV. But then you're supposed to pay like it was like $0.1 to watch football.
One game. That time, that
like
could be a lot of money.
0.1. I didn't have 0.1, not $1, 0.1.
I see.
I didn't have the money.
Yes.
Okay. So what I did, then I started asking myself, how does this signal come from like the broadcaster to the TV? So that means there should be like a transmission that brings the signal. Then there was an antenna out there.
Right.
So then I figured out, if I build a device that will transmit on the same frequency as the broadcaster, it's going to disrupt the signal and they cannot watch the football. So I built a very small device, used the battery. So each time I would turn on that device, nobody would watch football.
Wow.
So unless I'm going to watch the football, nobody's going to watch. So
you either let me in or nobody watches.
Nobody. Yeah, and I'll just hide somewhere, turn it on, and they'll look for me.
Because they know
you're
so
the
one
TV,
who's causing that.
So the TV like will, you know, the way analog TVs work, like it will like
it will be static.
Like a lot of like noise.
Yes.
So each time for football, they'll call me. You know what? Just come watch.
That's
because
an
they know.
way to get a free ticket to a game.
Yeah.
I remember in my days, you had to be friends with the only kid in the block who has a TV in their house.
Yes.
That was the only way, and that was through a peaceful way.
Yes.
For you chose another path of how you're going to get the game.
Yeah. So like that's that, like for me, regardless, any problem, I knew that technology is going to solve it for me. And again, so now then I went to high school.
Right.
So when I went to high school.
Before we go to high school, I want to talk a little bit about earlier days of when you are interested in this and you're trying all of this, and you say like at school, for example, you get in trouble for, setting up those things. In the States, if a teacher or the parent notice someone who has a special interest or a special talent or whatever they call it, they will try to cater to that and give you more of what you need and maybe put you in programs that are specifically designed for kids who are into those sort of specific things. So what I would like to hear a little bit is how the environment that you grew up, whether that is your parents, the neighborhood, or whether that would be the school, how did they support you and how do they sort of, encourage your curiosity or not encourage your curiosity? And then if they didn't, how do you overcome that?
Yeah, so I think for me, instead of like getting the support, I got in trouble instead. So nobody would understand. They just like, it was so hard for me, they would just see me like this. They looked at me like just a weird kid that, yeah. And I remember, so the reason why I went back to live with my grandparents is, so my mom separated with my dad when I was like very young.
Okay.
So then my mom remarried. So I spent a little bit of time with my stepdad. So now I remember in my room, I had a lot of wires and batteries and all this. Let me tell you, even up to today, anywhere that I'll live, I have like this special attachment with like motherboards, and like I have motherboards
they
all
just
the
follow
time.
You.
Yeah, so I never, I will never like throw away any electronic parts. So I remember my stepdad asked me, I would either choose to go to school or throw away all my my electronics boards.
Yeah.
So I chose, I'm gonna keep them, and he had to like chase me away from the house.
Oh wow!
So at some point I went to live with my teacher for like a week before I just decided to go and live with my grandparents.
I see, because your stepfather will not allow you to have the tools, the things that you experimented with.
Yeah. And then so at least my grandparents really understood and that I had like this special talent.
Right.
But then they didn't know any way to support me. They just encouraged me to keep going, but then there's not much that they were able to do.
Yeah.
And
at
then,
least they give you space and the peace.
Yes. Had a lot of peace with them. Had a lot of peace with them, and they just encouraged me to keep going. But in terms of like the school, no. In terms of the school, there was nothing much that I wouldn't say that like I blame them, but then also at that time, it was technology was still new.
Right.
People never had smartphones. Even the normal phones, I would say maybe in like a whole city, maybe like countable people had even mobile phones. So it wasn't. It was something new to everyone.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say then technology, of course, had advanced since then, right?
Yes.
And internet is available and phones are everywhere still. But the schools and the systems that you grew up in, do you think they are now cater more to the kids who might be in your shoes, who are
like
interested
right now?
Yes, like right now. Are those systems there, or still
No.
Okay,
so actually that's one of the things that we're gonna talk about.
Right.
And what difference do I want to make in terms of like supporting people who have special talent like me?
Okay.
So there's a lot that I'm doing right now because I feel and every generation there is usually there's the technology that is, for example, now we have AI.
Right.
So if we start teaching the kids like analog stuff, once they're even done with whatever you're teaching them already, it's obsolete. Like it cannot
The
help
world has
them when
moved on.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is like how I'm trying to build systems and to be able to like bridge the gap,
right,
and support those people. Because I'm going to give you an example. If today a kid in a rural place in Kenya or in South Africa, they want to build their own mobile phone. You have an idea that you want to build your phone. Who do you ask? Because your teacher doesn't know how to build a mobile phone.
They don't.
The lecturers in the university, they don't know how to build a mobile phone.
Right.
So who do you ask?
The internet.
So that's what I'm trying to like, bring. We're going to talk about the inventing school, is whereby I want to be an answer for them. If you want to build a mobile phone, this is how you're going to build it.
This is how you do
it.
If
you want to, China has been doing manufacturing for so many years.
Right.
But today, manufacturing is not taught in school. People don't understand if you want to build a microphone like this,
right,
how do you put together the microphone? How do you break it down into, because you see this, you have the wire, which is plastic. You have the electronic parts, you have the magnet, you have the filter inside. Like you have different parts.
Yeah.
How do you break it down into like different, like small, like supply chains for you to be able to put it together?
Makes sense.
So that's one of the things that I'm doing now to like make a change, because at the end of the day, you cannot keep on, change needs to start from you.
I hear you. Yeah. Okay. Good. We'll get to the inventing school here in a bit, but continue with then your story. You get to high school.
Yes.
And then what happens?
Yeah. So now I finished primary school. Yeah. I went to high school. And then, so I went to two schools. So now the first school, I remember, and sometimes I believe some of the things that have happened to me, I believe it was like God's plan, because I wouldn't say that it's you can never say you were lucky like more than 50 times.
Right.
So I feel that God has a purpose with my life, and He wants to deliver me somewhere. Because the first school that I went, the school had one computer. That the computer was in like principal's office. That's the first time that I saw a computer. And then so I was in that school for like 1 year, never touched the computer, but then I was very active. There's something called Science Congress. So we would build, you come up with ideas and then you build them. So now when I enrolled to the school, when I was in Form 1, so I say that I want to build physics projects, and then I'm gonna be doing like ASIC. So a lot of people, even like the people who are ahead of me, fourth years, they'll just do theory, like just talks.
Right.
But I said I want to build real devices. So
you want to be hands-on.
Hands-on.
Okay.
So I remember the first project that I built. The whole school was surprised. They laughed at me. They say, you know what, you're confused. There's no way that you're gonna pull this off.
Okay. What were you building?
So I picked a technology where I would build a bridge, and then the bridge is gonna pump water and as well generate electricity. And then I said I'm gonna build it. Okay. A model of it. I'm gonna build it practically.
Right. Yes.
So this guy said, this guy is. And then after like 2 weeks, I built it. I went to the exhibitions. So that was the first time I went so I went to the provisional. Then I went to the national, and I won.
You won the national?
I won the national award.
Wow.
So that was the first year that I joined high school.
I see.
The second year, the same. So actually, when we used to do the program, they would say, you are not coming here to compete. You are coming here to just showcase what you're able to do, because anything that I build, I just go straight. So in that first school,
Yes.
I remember, so one day, so people like, if people don't want to go to class,
Yeah.
so of course I'm a kid.
Yeah.
So they'll come to me and say, Maurice, we don't want to go to class. Do your thing. So I used to find a way to disconnect the power.
Of the school?
Of the whole school.
Oh, wow.
So I'll disconnect the power for the
Hopefully
whole school.
your teachers are not watching.
Yeah. So I'll disconnect the power for the whole school.
Yes.
And then people will celebrate. I became a hero.
Wow.
So I remember one day, like we were.
I wish we had one of those in my school. We did.
So we were almost, the schools were almost closing. Huh?
Okay.
And then, so the head teacher saw me like disconnecting the power. So I got in trouble.
Okay.
So when I went home, I was afraid because when I got back to school, I'm going to be expelled. So I told my mom, I don't want to go back to that school again. Then I was transferred to a second school. Okay. So now luckily the second school I went, it was the only school in the whole region that had computer classes.
Nice.
So now this school had a teacher. So this guy, I think they had computers that were donated from, I think they were donated by a church.
Okay.
So it was the only school in the whole place that offered computer.
And you didn't even know when you were
I didn't
going?
even know.
Okay.
I didn't even know. And it was a school in a very rural, like actually it's part of a national park in Kenya. Like you are in class, but if you just look on the window, you'll see like elephants, lions.
Oh, wow.
In
the park?
In the park.
Okay.
So it's a school
really
where people don't
interesting.
want to go. So I was transferred to that school.
Okay.
So when I went,
And
I remember.
Boarding, you live in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember, it's called Chala High School.
Okay.
So I remember the first day that I went to school, the second day we had a computer exam. So out of 30,
Yes.
I got 2 out of 30. The whole class was laughing at me.
Wow.
But that was the last time anybody would get any grade above me in computer, because so like it was just the introduction to computers. What is a mouse? What is a keyboard?
Right.
Input, output. Like I actually, that gave me the foundation of like a lot of things that I do today.
Nice.
So then I had found now like really my purpose for life. So with the theory that I had read, the practicals that I've done, the physics that I've experiments that I've done, now met computer classes. So now after 1 week, I would understand everything about computers.
Wow.
So I would just, if I took like, say, let's say computer, so we had like book Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. So you have the Form 1 book, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. Like I would pick let's say Form 1 book about computers, and I would understand from the first page to the last page because I really loved it.
Wow. And
then that's the first time I learned about programming. I started doing software apps. And then I remember when I did the first program, we were using very old programming language called Pascal, like it's just blue screen.
Right.
Blue screen. And then that school also, I was so again active in doing like the science projects. And then I'll tell you another story. So now that school,
yes,
I remember when I was in like Form 3. Form 3. So right. So we, again, same thing. People didn't want to go to class, disconnected the electricity. And then now, the second day, so I disconnected the electricity today. Or the following day, the guy came to like come repair the power. Yeah. He couldn't find where the problem is. So now this guy he knew me. Yeah. We were a little bit like we were friends.
Right. Okay.
So then he told the head teacher, you know what? I think Maurice has something to do with this. So the guy called me, say, you know what? You have to help me out. I get paid from that. Right. Because if he didn't repair it, he wouldn't get paid. So I showed him where the problem was. Then I was called by the principal.
Wow.
And then I got in trouble again. But then also the principal really like, he loved what I would do.
Nice.
He like guided me, like don't use whatever you're doing, because he knew like, because again, I was still a kid, like the other kids will tell me, oh, Maurice, we don't want to go to. Yeah.
Right.
And
this
then
school was more supportive and more
it was very, very, very supportive. Okay. Actually, my computer teacher,
yes, like
he was more than a father to me.
Oh.
Like he really knew my talent. He knew what I'm capable of.
Nice.
So that school was a little bit accommodative. And then now, so for me, straight from when I joined that school, so we had 8 subjects.
Right.
So of course we had physics, chemistry, mathematics. We have Kiswahili. We had English. We had history. We had business. So what I did, and I told them any any class that I feel that I don't want to, because it was mandatory.
Right. To take all the classes.
To take all the classes.
Yes.
So I told them I'm just going to be in those classes, but I'm never going to study. So I got in trouble with that too.
Right.
Yeah, because I had a saying where like I used to tell them, and I was very young, but I was used to be like very firm with what I want. So I said I'm never gonna convert my mind into a file cabinet, and I'm never gonna use those files. I'm just gonna absorb what I want.
Right.
And I failed all the subjects, but I passed computer, maths, chemistry, and physics. The 4. The rest,
because
all
you didn't
of
even
them,
pay attention.
I never paid attention, and I was proud of that.
Wow.
I was proud of that, and I'm proud of it up to today.
Right.
Because I chose what I loved.
You got to prioritize.
Yeah,
If you focus on everything, then
so now I'm gonna tell you again a story about that.
Okay. All right.
So now, so exam was it was like a week to exam. So now my friends came to me. So they told me, you know what, the exam is around the corner, and we know that some of them never studied.
Right.
I also never studied. So there's a lot of classes that I never used to study. So again, you remember I told you, so I believed technology would solve everything for me.
Even exams.
Okay. So now, again, so again, you know, sometimes like you just ask yourself,
right,
and then you believe that you cannot do it until you do it. So the moment I ask myself, like I just talk to myself, I say, you know, can your technology solve this? So I ask myself, you know, now you never studied history. Exam is here. What can your technology do? Like I kept asking, I ask myself those questions.
Yes.
And then my friends again ask me, you know. So what I did, so I took a pen. So that time we had a pen. You have like a pen that has like a rope. So like you put it you hang it in your
neck.
In your neck. But then you see that rope comes on top of the pen. Okay. Then you have like the top for the pen, and then you have the pen itself.
Okay.
So what I did, I took that top, I removed the rope, and then inside the rope there was like a small strand inside. So I took it out. Then I put like a very thin wire inside. Then I turn it like this. Then you see the pen, there's a hole. You remember where I removed the rope?
Yes.
So I took that rope, I put it on the side. So you have the small hole. So inside I replaced it with a very tiny microphone. Then on the further end of the rope, there was a connector. So I had a long sleeve shirt. So you see like this, the edge. You see like this?
Yes.
So inside I have a very thin wire, very thin, like you see like the wires that are in like speakers, like very thin.
Yes.
So it was running like this. And then I built a very tiny transmitter. I sewed it in my shirt. And then here there's a connector where I put the pen. So I have the pen like this. So now, 1 kilometer from the house, I had a receiver. Okay. And then I had someone who had like all the books. Okay?
Okay.
And then now this side, I had like a very tiny earphone, like very tiny one.
Okay.
So on this side.
Right.
So if I put my hand like this and I have the pen like this, even the way I breathe, that guy would hear me. And then...
So you read the question?
Yes, you read it very slowly.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not telling anybody to do this.
We're not encouraging cheating. I'm telling you. If your teachers are watching, you'll be really in trouble.
So now, even when I breathe, the guy would hear me.
Okay, and then you have to search for it and kind of provide.
No, the guy had all the books. So that's the way I like.
Wow.
So I built the technology, and I was very confident. Then I say, you know what? If I get caught, of course I'm gonna be the exam is gonna be cancelled, right?
Right.
But just me being on TV, that I have been caught with this technology.
Very advanced technology. For that age, it's worth it.
Yes, that is. That's what
it's a risk that you're willing to take.
Yeah.
Man.
So now,
so
I'm never gonna say if I used it or not. But then, so after I built it
was there.
So a couple of friends say, you know what? We know what you have. You're gonna hook us up. So now what I did, you see like the exam room.
Yes.
So these guys are built for them receivers. So they can't ask.
Right.
But they can listen in.
Right.
Some of my friends. So yeah. So these are just some of
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then now fast forward. So now I finished high school.
Yes.
Then so remember I told you I grew up in Mombasa.
Yes. Mombasa Raha.
Yeah, so anything, a lot of stuff like were going on in Nairobi, the city. So one day I had a friend who was a truck driver. So I got a lift up the back of the truck. I went to the city.
From Mombasa to
Nairobi.
Okay.
So when I went to Nairobi, I had a friend. I stayed with a friend. So now after like a week, so he got carjacked. His car got stolen.
Okay.
So immediately his car got stolen. I started asking myself again, same question, like now with all this technology, what can you do? So I started asking myself. I designed a very small device, and that is 2008.
I was about to ask. Yeah. Okay.
2008.
All right.
So I designed a device where, remember this time, I never owned a car.
Right.
I don't know how a car works.
Yes.
I had never dismantled a car. But then just that curiosity and the way, you remember I told you when I was growing up, I used to ask myself a lot of questions on how things work. So just sketch how the car works, how the ignition. So it was very simple question to ask myself. How do you start a car? By the key, you turn on the key. So when you turn on the key,
take it apart.
The car starts.
Okay.
No, I had never taken apart a car.
I see.
So I'm just asking myself those questions. How do you start a car?
Okay.
Of course, there's a key.
Right.
So when you turn on, what is that? That's a switch. So if there's a switch, there should be wires. How do you turn it off? The same thing. So if physically you can turn it off, that means electronically you can turn it off.
Right.
How can you turn it off electronically? Using a relay. How do you control a relay? You can control a relay with a processor. And then how about if you're not there? How can you control the processor remotely? How do you control it remotely using the telecommunication network?
Right.
So now I took a communication chip. I built
a SIM card?
Yes.
Okay.
A SIM card,
okay.
Small processor, and a relay. And then I did like, I put it together. So from the phone, I would send a command, the relay would shut down or on. Then, so this guy, I just show him a demo in the house. The next day, the guy called media people. He called the media people that, hey, man,
like, people need to see this.
This guy has created. So these media people, they took a car. They took it in a very big field and they told me, come show us if it's possible. Remember, I had never taken apart a car.
Right.
I had never tested it in a car. And then they asked me, the guy brought the car, say, I brought a car. You need to come put it in the car. We test it. Have you put this in a car before? I said, yes. I have tested it in so many cars.
They bring a different car.
Yes, they brought. I believed it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
You haven't actually tested on a car at that point.
I had never tested in a car.
You just have the concept.
I had the concept, build it.
And you have the
device.
The device.
Yes, but this guy,
you have not tested at that point.
No.
Okay.
But this guy asked me if I have tested in a car before. I had to say yes for him to be confident to allow me to take apart the car.
Okay.
So I went. He brought the car, took it apart. I asked him, you know what? When I'm doing my thing, I don't want you to be here. Excuse me.
Okay.
Open it. Then started studying the wires. So now I turn the car on. So you have like the car, on the ignition switch, you have like 4 or 5 wires. So I didn't know which one is which. So I started cutting one by one.
Ooh.
Then I listened. The cars were turning off. Connect it again. Cut the second one. Not going off. The third one. I say, yeah, this is the one. It's going off.
Nice.
So I'll take that, connect it. Then remember the guy wasn't there, so he didn't see me like cut off the wires.
Wow.
So then I found the right wire, connected to the device, power in, tested it, boom, it worked.
Wow.
So that was the first time I was featured in all the media stations. You can check it up on if you.
Did you turn that into product then?
Yeah, it's online. If the experiment.
Yes.
So it was featured in like all the major TV stations.
I've seen some of them.
Yes.
By the way, I just have a tip for you. I was trying to watch some of your interviews so I could gather some details from it. Yeah. But you mix English and Kiswahili.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to do that here today.
Yeah.
Because I only understood half of what you said. So I have like a context here and there. But you were like speaking English and then all of a sudden you switch it to Kiswahili. I was like, wow, I'm out. Okay. So then that was your first product that you
That was the first product.
Now
remember, that's an experiment.
Right.
That's a prototype, not a product.
Right.
So later, later I came now to learn. So you can have just a concept.
Right.
You can have a prototype and a product.
Right.
These are 3 different things.
Right.
So a concept is just putting it together. This can work. This is what you want to achieve. Then a prototype is like you can put it together, test it, it's working.
That's the MVP.
Yes.
Basically.
But then remember a product, it's supposed to be in that car for let's say 2 years. Okay.
Right.
So now with that, you have to make sure that the power is well optimized so that it can work for all these years without it, without the stuff, the components getting hot. You have to proper think about the casing.
Right.
You have to think about the IP rating. You have to even think about how mass producing. So I didn't know all this, and I never had anybody to ask. So unfortunately, that product never went to mass market. I sold a couple of them, but it never went to like mass market because I didn't know the process.
Were there any people who are willing to invest and sort of help you go there? Because not everyone knows the whole cycle of you know how to go to.
So now,
business.
unfortunately, in I would say in Africa, I believe if actually that time I got a lot of emails from the US. A lot of companies sent me emails from the US. They wanted me to come to the US, but I didn't know how. And then I didn't have anybody from Kenya that would like guide me. Let's say if I had this opportunity, how do I go about it? I didn't know, and I never had anybody that would guide me to be able to like to come to the States.
Wow.
So
you just moved on to.
So I just moved on. Okay. So I kept like learning the process, and I built a couple of technologies after that, and then I got lucky so I'll tell you how I started now the manufacturing bit of it.
Right.
So now within that time, I had to learn everything the hard way. Now the good thing that time, like internet started having internet. Though it was very expensive.
Nice.
But then we had at least internet.
Okay.
So now I use the internet to now study. Then I had a friend who just saw my stuff online. We linked on Facebook. So he started buying for me parts from the US, sending me to Kenya. So he sent for me my first laptop. He sent me a programming kit. He sent me the first microcontroller, the chip that I'm able to program. And then now from there, I now use the internet, learned about now manufacturing, learned about PCB design, all this by myself.
On your own? Wow.
Everything. I learned about now firmware, I learned about software. And then...
and at this point, are you learning those things because you're interested in it and you just want to understand it for the sake of understanding it? Or you have a product in mind and you want to build something that you want to bring to the market? So
now when I'm learning this stuff, you see, these are the base of building anything. So these are the building blocks. If you want to build anything, let's say, as long as it's an electronic part, you need to understand PCB design.
Right.
You need to understand doing the firmware. You need to understand the different communication protocols. You need to understand the software. So you have to, you have to learn. There's no way out for you to be able to build any electronic product.
Right.
So at the same time, so this is how I used to survive.
Okay.
So I would have someone who wants me to build a device that does, let's say, 1, 2, 3. Right. So I would have like $2. I just go to the market, buy components for $2, build that one device, sell to this guy for $200. So for $200, that was enough for me to survive a whole month.
Wow.
So I'll just learn, experiment, and then if I have like $10 left, get another customer, get their whatever they want me to build quickly.
Right.
Some copied my. Let me tell you, in the world, I'm the first person to build that, immobilizing a car using a mobile phone.
Oh wow!
But now that time I didn't understand how patents work. You know, fast forward. Even my name, was copied by a Chinese company. My name.
Your name, Morris Mbetsa.
Yes. If you Google that, there was a time you'll be directed to a Chinese company that was manufacturing the same technology that I had invented in.
Because at that time, that technology was not in the market.
Was not in the market.
Man.
So now fast forward, now I've learned the process. Then I went to China before I went to China, 2014, I was selected with the yearly Young African Leaders Initiative.
Yes,
so I came to the US.
Yes, okay.
So when I came to the US,
that was your first time in the US?
That was the first time to the US.
Okay.
So I went to Notre Dame University.
Indiana.
You
know, that's where I also started in the US. Indianapolis, Indiana. Yes. Go Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I went there. Now I learned a lot. So now these guys, the program was designed in such a way that like the people like us.
Right.
So we're introduced to entrepreneurship. Like you can build, but then also as a founder, you need to, how do you like package it for the market? So I was there for like 3 months. Then from there, I got an internship in IBM in Boston.
Before going back to Kenya.
Before going back to Kenya.
Yeah. So briefly about the program itself. I think it was started by Obama. That was the inaugural class, right?
That was the
inaugural.
bringing
some of the brightest young Africans to America and helping them, partner with U.S. institutions.
Yes.
Majority of them after the summer session, they go back to their home countries. A few of them stay back and work with U.S. companies. So you were one of those few.
Of them who stayed back.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I never even applied for the program. So what happened is like they would send our profiles to different companies, and then so IBM said, this is what we want him.
Okay.
So I left Indiana, I went to Boston. So I was in IBM Innovation Center.
Nice.
So I was there for I think it was like in 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
And then again, so I had this like amazing team that was working like on different projects. So I get to understand a lot about hardware, about software, and then I had a good time. So I learned a lot as well.
Good.
So I went back to Kenya. So when I went back to Kenya, so primarily I say, now I think I have like the knowledge to start like a serious manufacturing facility for electronics in Africa.
Right.
So now when I went to Kenya, after like 3 months, I got an email from Nigeria. So the Nigerian government, they wanted to introduce speed limiting devices for all their commercial vehicles.
Interesting. Yeah.
So when I got the email, I left Kenya, went to Nigeria. So that's where I set up my first small factory. So I partnered in Nigeria. So I partnered with the Nigerian government, started manufacturing the devices. That's when I started making like good money.
How did the Nigerian government heard of you? Like
so when I was in the US through the program, I met one of the ministers. And then I explained to him what I was doing. Then we kept in touch. So he saw what the government is trying to do. So he sent me the email.
You were like, this is the right guy.
Yeah. So I went, I started training them on road safety. I training them on the devices.
You made the devices, implemented it,
actually,
put the cars.
I was part of the team that made the standard for the device.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, so I stayed in Nigeria for like 3 years. And then 2018, I went back to Kenya.
Nice.
So, and again, primarily when I went back to Kenya, I said, I've spent some time in Nigeria, so I want to start manufacturing facility in Kenya.
Okay, you shut down the one in Nigeria.
It's still in operational now.
Okay.
So I have people running it in Nigeria.
Nice. Okay.
So I went back to Kenya, and then I started like putting together now the Kenyan factory. Now, so now Kenya is a little bit Kenyan is a little bit different because if in Kenya if you ask for example Tanzania, if you talk about Tanzania, you're gonna talk about their artists. There's a lot that people know about Tanzania rather than the politics. But in Kenya, we are known more on politics than any other thing.
Wow.
Because our news, the first thing they're going to talk about is the president, is the opposition.
Right.
That's what it's like. It's like we export politics.
Nothing else gets attention in a way.
Nothing else gets attention.
Okay.
So now what I did is I said, because I do all this technology stuff, I want to build one product which is going to draw the attention of the government, just to show them that it's possible for us to be able to even build technology that even first world country like the United States have not yet implemented, right? So now that's when I came up with the idea of building the passenger drone. Okay? Because that
you
time
designed that to get the attention of the Kenyan government.
To just show that the government and to show other African governments that it's not just about us as innovators just experimenting. We can actually build serious technologies that even first world countries have not yet started. Okay? Remember, that's like 9 years ago.
Right.
That time in the US, there was a company called I think it's called Kitty Hawk.
Okay.
They were still doing experiments. They had never started even their first flight.
What year is this?
It was
2018 or 2019?
No. It's it is 2017.
2017.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017.
I see.
Yeah. So
at
now,
this time, there is no passenger drone in the market.
It wasn't
or
like
anything. Okay.
A lot of companies were still like doing like, because that time like you have the smaller drones, but then even manufacturing the bigger motors was still a challenge.
Okay.
So now what happened is I put together like a small team. And remember, we don't have any funding.
Right.
So just go to the scrapes, get used aluminium, cut them, build the frame, build the flight controller, build, and then I designed the motors. So I had a friend who had a fabrication a company in China. So I sent the files. They helped me to machine the motors, and then I had to wind the motors myself. And then after that, I had another company that was doing fiber, carbon fiber. So I sent them the drawings for the propellers. They helped me build the and I'm gonna tell you about these companies, what they're doing now.
Yeah.
So now these guys they will help me, but then so now the motor company. So the agreement was they were gonna help me with a very small fee, but then they can use my drawings for their. If they get customers that want the bigger motors, they are free to use my designs. So I got the whatever I wanted, but then
they can also repurpose it however
they see whatever
fit.
They want. Yeah.
Okay.
So they send me the parts, assemble everything. I remember when I did the first experiment, I did it in my estate. Police came, I got arrested. These guys,
while I was
testing in the estate.
Okay.
So I got arrested. I was taken to the police station. I just explained to the police officers, but the juniors wouldn't understand. They say, these are terrorists, something like that.
Okay.
But then now the head of the station, when he came, he said, Maurice, I've been following you for the last 5 years. I've seen your fast. He asked those police to escort me to a safer field to go test.
Do your experiments.
Yes. Yeah. So they took me to I was
going to say you were trying to get the government's attention, but you get the wrong type of attention.
Yeah. So they took me to a very open airfield. I did the tests and it was successful. So I started doing put heavy loads in it, tested it. It was perfect. Then I went in and started flying it. All my friends.
You got in? Yourself?
Yes. All the videos are online.
I've seen some of them. Yes.
Yeah.
You could go, you say, as high as 30,000 feet? Or
No.
30,
So
30 feet.
No. So the height we were doing 50 feet.
Okay.
It would it can go higher than that, but then it was still
it's open,
experiment.
Right? You don't want to be that high.
It was still an experiment, and then you see we didn't have. There's a lot of things that had to cut corners in terms of even the safety because I didn't have the right gears. I didn't have the batteries that I was using wouldn't they were not properly secure. So I wouldn't try to go further than that.
Wow.
And then again, it was featured in the media. I hosted the minister for ICT. So the minister for that
what is ICT?
Information and communication.
Okay. Yeah. Of Kenya. Okay.
So he came to witness that this thing is actually there and it works. But then
what did they do about it?
Nothing.
That's the sad part.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was really disappointed because I knew after that.
Yeah.
It's gonna they will start seeing technology not just something to entertain them during the news and try to invest in some of the things that we do.
Right.
But then it didn't turn out to be that way.
Yeah.
So then I said, I saw disappointed for a little bit. Then I said, so I had a lot of people that were following me.
Yeah.
And some of them were saying, you know what, you need to build devices that we can support you. You need to build devices that my supporters can buy from me. Because you see the drone
that they would actually need.
Yeah. Yes. It's a bigger project.
Right.
Okay. It's a bigger project.
Big budget. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you build small devices that we can buy from you for $50, $30, $100, the people will support me.
I see.
So that's when I came an idea of now starting Numeral IOT. So IoT is the Internet of Things.
Right. So before we get to that, so when you built the drone, you invited the government officials. They came, they saw it.
Yeah.
Did you have a business model, a business proposal, a specific ask that you had for the government and where you wanted to go with it? So now Kenya, we used to have a lot of floods. Okay. We have a lot of sometimes in Kenya, we have you have these fire departments. They are not as efficient as in the US. So now my idea was very simple. Okay. If you have these bigger payload drones that can be converted into a fire extinguisher, where they can just fly to any height of the building, extinguish the fire, or even rescue people who are stuck in the top of the buildings, or you have floods. Right. Because now if you have floods, you can either send the only way is you send helicopters to do the rescue. But then in Kenya, we have
the helicopters are the whole country.
Yeah.
I think we have not less. I think we might have not more than 50 or 100 helicopters, and these are privately owned.
Right.
So they are not owned by the government. So they can't be used by rescue. Actually, most of the time when you see like in the news, people are rescuing people during floods with helicopters. These are private people who just volunteer to be able to do the rescue.
Yes.
So the idea was, can we build a fleet of drones that are going to be used in rescue missions? So the drone is going to come, fly over, pick the person. Again, in Kenya we have beach. Right, very big, a lot of big coastline.
Right.
Sometimes you have people who get drowned on the swimming. Right. So you have these rescue drones that can quickly fly, go to the find the person who is in trouble, pick them up, bring them to the shore. So these are how I was thinking about it.
So those are the problems that you explained to the government that the product that you were building was going to solve.
Yes.
What was their response?
So okay. So what I picked out from, I'm just gonna be honest.
Yes,
okay,
please.
So this is how African governments are structured.
Okay.
If the person that you're talking to is not part of it, he doesn't own the business, you are not his relative, they're never gonna support you. They're gonna say on TV that they are supporting innovation. They are gonna be shown with you, but that's a PR stunt. They're gonna use you as a content. It's like you're gonna become a content creator for them.
I see.
But they're gonna do nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, they will not do anything. Yeah, so that's the hard reality that I learned. But then, so after that, I say, you know what, I'm never going to depend on anything on the government. Let me just focus on building technologies that I can go directly to the people.
One more question before we get to that. I'm very glad that you make that pivot. It's very unfortunate that the government and the people who were in power to make this thing possible were not supported. But at this point also, you already have been to the US, you have worked with IBM, you've had some networks, you were part of Yali.
Yes.
You went to the White House, you met the President of the United States.
Yes.
Did you try to reach out to other people to fund it, to see if you can make this as a startup and, use those networks that you developed over the years? Yeah,
so now the network that I built when I was in the US is it's the same that helped me to even go to Nigeria. So like that time, I had built like a brand, and had a lot of people that I would reach out to be able to like support me. But then for me, I believed I needed to start from home. So that's why I was like trying to see what can I do to be able to like start building something, to start like growing, because my vision since I was growing up, I wanted Kenya to be like the hub of manufacturing electronics for the whole of Africa. So, and there's no way that you can be able to do without the support of the government.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I'll tell you another something again what happened even after that. So now fast forward, I started now the manufacturing company.
You say I'm going to go direct to the people.
Direct to the people. Good. So I started a company called Numeral IOT. So with Numeral IOT, design and manufacture smart devices, IoT devices for the mass market. Good. So I started manufacturing telematics devices for tracking for cars. So from your phone, you can see where your car is, turn it off, turn it on, manage the fuel, all that. Good. And then manufacture everything from scratch, not assembling, real manufacturing. So I brought in the SMT machines and train the people. And actually one of the things that I did in my factory is I wanted to prove that sometimes you have people that are actually be able to do a lot of things, but they don't get the chance. So what I did when I got the warehouse, the women who used to come just clean for me, mop the place, just clean. Right. I took all of them, trained them to be assembly line staff
to build those devices.
They had any prior training about electronics. They didn't know anything.
Right.
So
but they were willing to learn.
They were willing to learn. So took them into like a 2 months training. Yeah. And then they would even assemble those devices better than me because that's the only thing that they know.
Wow. And how are you funding this at this point?
So now I purely funded it from selling the devices.
Okay.
Yeah, purely just bootstrapping, building the devices, selling the devices.
Online ordering?
Yes, online. Okay. Most of it was online or word of mouth. And then also now that time I got lucky because now the Kenyan government also enforced the telematics rule whereby every commercial vehicle must have like a speed limiting device. So that was like a market for me.
And the truck drivers have to go and buy that
device
on their own?
Yes. For them to get the license to be on the road, they must buy that device.
I got it.
And I was the only manufacturer that was producing these devices. There are some companies that were licensed, but they were importing the devices.
I see.
But then I positioned myself as a local manufacturer. So they would get the devices. That's a business that is still going on even up to today.
Nice.
Almost like 9 years later, still.
Right. What is it called?
The product is called Simba Speed Governor. Then the company is called Numeral IOT.
I've seen the company's profile.
Yes, Numeral IOT.
Yes.
Now again with that, not the current Kenyan government, the previous government.
Yes.
So what happened? There was a rule. So on that rule, it was designed where to support local manufacturers.
Yeah.
So it was passed in the parliament, and they said anybody who was manufacturing electronics in Kenya, you're exempted from paying tax. So that you can compete.
So that's good incentive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then what happened? My application, I applied. It stayed in the table of the minister for 3 years until he left the office. He never approved for me.
Wow.
Never approved for me.
Were other people getting approved? They're basically backdoor, I'm guessing.
There are people who got the approval, people who are not doing the manufacturing. But the people who are doing the real manufacturing never got the approval.
So how do you get the approval? What
I never got the approval.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there was a team.
Yes.
There was a team that was formed to go to the factories confirming freely they are doing the manufacturing. The team came, even they shared with me the report. Yeah. But then I never got them up to today. Like I usually, sometimes I say someone has to talk about this.
Right.
At the end of the day, the end of the day, like there are people who are suffering in silence.
Yeah.
But now where I am now, I don't depend on any minister for me to get my to put food on my table.
Yeah.
So I really don't care much about what they think. But then I say, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. And I remember I told that meeting at that time, I say, you know what? Sometimes power, God gives you God will give you that position, not for yourself, to help the people. And if you misuse it, time will today is not in power anymore. Somebody else is there.
Yeah.
So if he would have supported me, maybe today I would supported his kid or his relative.
Right.
But then you feel that you don't want to support me. Maybe you feel that I'm gonna benefit a lot if you support me. But then at the end of the day, it's just time.
Yeah.
If God has decided you're gonna be great in whatever you're doing, no human being is able to.
That's
yeah. So
instead of the governments in Kenya, and I'm guessing this is actually probably the case for a lot of other African countries, and instead of building innovation, supporting innovation, developing policies to incentivize local manufacturers, they themselves are actually stifling, like they are actually making it harder for people who are trying and who are putting in their own money and taking risk. They're the ones who are, instead of supporting, they're actually hindering.
Correct. And I'll tell you the reason also why that happens is because, so in Kenya we have not just actually this is not a Kenyan problem, it's an African problem.
I agree. I actually agree.
It's an African problem.
Kenya might be actually
Kenya might be better.
Yes.
See.
Yes.
So for example, if you look at for example China,
right?
Just give you an example for China.
Yes.
So China, you'll see someone who is in charge of ICT. They understand what ICT is about. They understand what policies they need to put in place to make sure that they help the country in terms of manufacturing. But if you look at African countries, the minister for ICT, he does not even know what a mouse is. And this is the person that you put in charge.
Unfortunate.
This is the person that you put in charge to be able to direct the whole country in terms of ICT. So those positions are like, you from my tribe or you supported me during my campaign, I'm going to give you that.
It's for a special interest.
In Kenya, we have a youth leader who is 80 years old.
Say that again. You have a youth leader?
A youth leader who is 80 years old.
Man, this is really sad. I have another example. Terrible. I'm from Somalia, as you know. In Somalia, we had a general, a man, a 4-star general who was the Minister of Women. Minister of Women. This guy was in the military for like 30 years.
I saw a very funny clip of so there's a lady who was she was from Somalia. She was representing Somalia in racing.
Yes. I don't even want to talk about that one.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate, but that's what happens when you put people in power who do not understand what is it that they actually do.
Yeah. So I never gave up, kept on pushing with Numeral. And then so fast forward towards the end of 2024. So again, so I got the privilege to meet the current president. Started with him, had a good plan, but then things were not moving on the way I had anticipated.
Okay.
And then I asked myself a very simple question: whatever I'm doing in Kenya, it's some of the solutions that I'm building can be appreciated globally, not just in Kenya. Because at the end of the day, some of people, especially from Africa, the borders have I believe the borders are in our minds. So you grow up just about like Kenya or Tanzania. You don't know, just a few kilometers, you go to Kenya. A few kilometers, you're already in Uganda. But because since you're growing up, you've been I would say like brainwashed that Uganda is another country. Then you don't even want to think beyond that. So I said, I'm just going to take a break.
Right.
This year, I'm not going to do anything and just think about the whole, what I want to do moving forward. And then, so I came to the US.
That's 2024.
That's end of 2024.
Okay. Before we move to the transition to the US, the company that you started in Kenya, Numeral IOT, is still functioning.
Still running up to
Where is it?
In Nairobi.
In Nairobi.
Yes.
How many people you employ and how big is the company?
About 60 employees, yes.
You have a director who's running it?
Yes,
like,
yes.
You're not
involved
on the day-to-day?
No.
Okay,
no.
Good. Okay. So at that point, then you're like, let me expand beyond the borders of Kenya, as you call it, artificially in your head. And then you transition to the US.
Yeah.
What was that like?
And then also had, so at that time, so a lot of people are now, I've been following what I've been doing, I get messages all over the world. So I say, I need to position myself not just like this is like a Kenyan company, but like an international brand. So I said, let me just come to the US. So I came to the US end of 2024. And then I say, I'm just going to be open-minded.
You didn't come up with a specific product or a specific mission or anything like that. I'm just going to go to the US and see what happens. I mean, it is after all the land of the opportunity.
Yeah. So I came here. So I stayed for like the first month. So now the second month, something interesting happened. So I had visited a friend.
Okay.
So I got an Airbnb and then I wanted to order food. And so I had like a headache, I said, food and medicine.
Okay.
So then I used DoorDash.
Okay.
Ordered the food. They dropped the food. So on the app, I saw the food has been delivered. But then when I went out, the food was not there.
Oh. Okay.
So then when I look at the app, I saw the photo that the food was outside. Then I learned there's something done. That day I learned there's something called poach piracy. I didn't know about it.
Okay. Yes.
So I started doing research. What is poach piracy? So I saw in 2024, goods worth almost $16 billion were stolen outside people's porches.
$16 billion
USD.
Dollars.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So that night I couldn't sleep. Started thinking, what can I do?
That's a big problem.
Yes. Then I looked at the solutions that are available. So you have the Amazon lock boxes.
Right.
They are strategic position in different places. But then you see now that beats the purpose of convenience, because you want to order, you want the stuff to be brought into you.
Yes, you don't want to get in the car, drive to a locker, all that stuff. Yeah, I understand.
So then, I started thinking of like a product. So I did two things. So number one, I said, how can I be able to build a lockbox that anybody can afford? Very low cost that anybody can afford in the US, so that we have like lockboxes outside people's homes where from the app, you can just unlock it and lock it from the app. And then I started like brainstorming, like just thinking how I'm gonna pull this off. And then I say, if I use the box, has to be secured. It has to be like of course it had to be made of steel.
Right.
Steel is expensive.
It is.
Right.
Yes.
And then when I started doing my research, I found in the US you have these oil drums.
Yes.
You have a lot of barrels.
Yes.
So these barrels, they go for only like $15. Some companies the empty barrels.
Okay.
Some companies are even willing to give you those barrels for free
because they need to get rid of it.
They need to get rid of them.
Interesting.
So I went, I bought one, and then I designed like a sensor, make a cut for the like an opening, and then I build the app, and then I put it outside my house.
You put the barrel outside of
the house.
Well, what is holding it? What if someone takes the whole barrel?
So now inside the barrel, there's like a mount. First, the barrel is heavy, right?
Okay.
It's very heavy.
Yes.
And then there's a mount, so you can just mount it on like with a like
the ground,
to the ground,
okay.
to the ground.
Okay.
And then it has like the sensors.
Yeah.
So now from the phone, I'll just send integrated with like DoorDash. So when the DoorDash comes to my house, they just press, the barrel will open, put my delivery inside and close. So I painted it. You wouldn't even know it's a barrel. So I put it outside my house.
Wow.
Experimented.
Okay. Yeah.
So I saw delivery after delivery coming to my house, click, tuck open, put it inside, locked.
How do you tell them, okay, hold up. You built the basically this delivery box on your own.
Yes.
You connected to then delivery apps like DoorDash and Amazon. You integrated with them.
Yes. So there are APIs.
Yes.
There are APIs of that already exist.
Right.
And then with DoorDash, it was very simple.
Okay.
So DoorDash, you can on your delivery notes.
Yes.
So you can put the link for your box for the. So I created like a link for the barrel, and then that link, if I have any active delivery, if you click on that link, it's gonna open.
I see.
Yeah.
So the DoorDash person comes, just pushes that.
So they just click on that from their app.
Yes.
And it's gonna open.
They put a thing
Put
back
inside, and then when they open, I can see it from my phone.
I see.
Delivery is there.
Camera in it.
Yeah, it's open.
Okay.
No, from the app.
From the app that you can see the status.
Yes. It's open. It's closed.
Okay.
So now
does it close itself, or the delivery person have to?
No. Now once you open, it will show. It will instruct the delivery to close it. Yeah, to shut it.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that I did.
I see.
And then I posted online, got very good reviews.
Nice.
And then I learned something else. So I learned there are places who have these. They are called HOA. So they wouldn't allow anything to be outside the house. You have to get approval.
That's true. You know, HOA is a headache in the US.
Yes. So I started again thinking about like how would I navigate when we have where you have those the HOAs. So then instead of just using that barrel, I designed like a very slim panel. So I asked myself, why don't that house become the lockbox?
Instead of building a secondary lockbox, why can't you not use the house?
In the house.
Okay.
So I built a very flat panel. That's why I call it Loqey. Loqey is lock and key.
Okay.
So now that panel, you install it either on just on the wall on your house, or you see these garage doors. You have like small like panels.
Right.
So you just remove one of the panel.
Square or rectangle.
Yes, the square ones.
Yes,
so you remove one of that, and then you put the Loqey panel. Now that becomes like the integrated delivery lockbox.
Yeah, and I've seen some of those. So you also usually painted the same color as the door and everything.
Same color.
So if you are from distance, you actually won't
even
that.
know. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now I introduce something called scan to deliver. So it has like a QR. So any delivery company, they don't need any app. So when they come to your house, when they scan the QR and you expect a delivery from that particular company, it's going to open. Then they put it inside.
So the lock would have a smaller screen, and that screen would have a QR code.
Yes.
The delivery person will come, screen it, scan it, and then the door will open.
So I designed that, and then I built the first prototypes, and then I installed it in my house, and then a couple of friends, and then I started doing like a small pilot, and it was a very big success.
Nice.
So then I filed the patents for the two
in the US.
In the US. So I filed the patent in the US.
Okay.
And now, I'm now in the process of now planning how I can roll that to the market.
Good. Have you gotten the patent, or are you still pending?
The patent, I already, once you file the patent, it takes time for it to get approved. But now I have the provisional. I filed for the provisional patent. So I have a year to be able to like file the full patent.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you plan to do it?
Yes.
Okay. When do you think this product will be ready for the market then? And you are starting with the US market.
Yes. So that's a specifically a product for the US for the US market.
Right.
So then again, so on that, I'm still working on my papers to allow me to work in the US. So I'm after like the pilot, doing like all the paperwork. So now once my paperwork is done, now I'm gonna launch the particular product.
They didn't give you one of those geniuses visa?
That's what I'm getting.
Oh,
that's what I'm getting.
I was that should be no brainer for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting. Yes,
and then that should allow you to stay here for extended period.
That's what I'm getting.
And work through that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is right now in the process of securing your visa, but also preparing for the market, for the US market.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question. So, starting from your not high school, even before high school, this locker where the kid was trying to break into your locker.
Yes.
And then you had a thief who was stealing a car, and then you developed this system for it.
Yes.
You come to the US, and now you are again building some sort of security equipment or a system for the US market. Would you say you have some issues with thieves? You know?
Okay, now in Africa.
Yeah.
In Africa, it's I would say one of the problems. One of the that's one of the major problems. So for me, the way I design my solutions is if something happens, because I've built also devices for entertainment.
Right.
I've built devices for like connectivity. I've built routers. I've built like I've built a lot of technologies.
Right.
But then you see like those who I would say like trend online, like people know about them is like when these are like if there's like a funny story about it, people tend to really amplify that and talk about it.
Right.
So when I did the Loqey, and then it was online. So now people didn't know even I was in the US.
Okay.
I never posted anywhere that I'm in the US. But then when I did a pilot on that product, somebody talked about it online, and then had to make a video about it.
Yeah.
So now that is what like it amplified it, and people knew. You know what I've built now? I have another security product that I'm launching in the US. But there's a lot that I've done apart from just security. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a man who is involved in a lot of projects. Actually, sometimes thinking about the number of projects that you are involved, I don't even know how do you manage it. It's a lot of things that you are working on at the same time. How do you pick which ones to prioritize, which ones to push the market, and which ones are maybe either for future state or maybe not for you?
Okay, so now the way well, personally I love building.
Okay.
I love like creating.
Right.
If at any time of my life, if I'm not like designing a new product, I don't feel you see like that motivation of waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I don't get like I'm always working on something. That's how I'm.
You need
like,
that.
I need that to
have
feel
that energy.
to feel alive.
Okay.
So the way I've structured like on my level, it's like I'm more of like an R&D house where I just build and build and build, and then I have like now Numeral they implement.
Nice.
Yeah. So like if I have a product done, everything is done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now from last year. Actually, like 2 years, 2 years before even I started even before I came to the US.
Right.
So what I do now is like I do like more of like partnerships where I will develop a technology and then partner with a company that will like implement. Because for me, I love the building part.
You don't want to be involved in the whole process.
No, I love the building. And I'll tell you what I'm currently doing now.
Yes.
And actually that is what like I've really found like the real purpose of because I was asking myself a lot of questions, you know, like my weakness is always I want to build every day. I want to build and build and build.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that could be great strength, by the way.
Yes.
There are people who are good at building. There are people who are good at marketing. There are people who are good at different.
So
roles.
when I was doing the Loqey, so I said let me just go around the US, meet people, talk to people, you know. So of course I studied in Minneapolis, talked to people. I went to Ohio. I went to Tennessee, just talked to people. And then so something very interesting happened. So now when I'm in the US, you know, now when you're here, there's a lot of things that happen in the US that it's most of the time when you're back in Africa, you get to hear about them way much later.
Okay.
So here I saw AI transforming a lot of things. So early last year, you've heard of you know what vibe coding is?
Of course, yes, I heard about it. Yes.
So now vibe coding started being popular.
Yes.
Last year.
But actually, explain to people who don't know what vibe coding is.
Okay. So now, vibe coding is a way where you are able to build apps without thinking of the mechanics of how that app is supposed to be built.
Right.
Okay.
It basically democratized coding.
Yes.
You don't need to be a technical person.
You don't need to be a technical person.
Yes.
So you can build an app using human language. As long as you can speak English,
right,
you can build an app. So it started being popular last year. And then, so I started asking myself a lot of questions. You have people that are studying software engineering, right? Who, and I'm going to tell you about software engineering in Africa and software engineering in the US.
Okay.
Completely different. Completely different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You see, like you have in the US, you'll have, for example, a lot of technologies in the US, they come from universities.
Right.
So MIT would develop a lot of like even the technology that programming language, like all these like high tech.
Right.
You know, AI. I think AI started from MIT. I think these Jason Wang. He had built a very cool GPU. Then he developed. He had given like the source code to access the hardware itself, and then some kids from the university experimented. That's how it started from the university.
I heard that the guy they be calling the godfather of AI, I think it was a university in Canada,
Yes.
maybe even Stanford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the problem in Africa, we are like we train the kids like it's like how do I put it? It's like we are training teachers. We're not teaching
them how to teach in a way.
Exactly, something like that. Like, so the person who's teaching you, I'm going to give you a very simple example.
Okay.
A business, the teacher who's teaching you business has never run any business.
Right.
He doesn't know how to run a business.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
has
teaching
a theory.
he has a theory.
Yes.
So all these people who are studying even the software engineering, it's purely like they are so good in theory. They can explain things but that they cannot. Remember, building is like I would say it's like it's like an art.
I see.
You know, you cannot teach a grown up how to draw.
Yes.
But if you teach them when they are young how to draw, they become better and better.
So what you're saying then, the professionals, the people who are in the tech industry in the US, like the universities, professors, they are actually themselves practitioners.
Exactly.
They are hands-on people.
They are hands-on people.
Who build things.
Many of them.
Right.
Many of them are even running big companies, but they also teach.
Right. And they have labs. And
They
all
have
that
labs,
stuff.
exactly. So even after school, you can experiment even with new tech. I remember when I was in Notre Dame, there was a lab that was set up by Intel.
Right.
So Intel was doing experiments on the new generation of their chips in a university. That will never happen in Africa.
Wow.
Okay.
Someone with a book and you know,
so
explaining
now with what was happening, what was happening in the AI.
Right.
And then I started seeing like the wave of coding, and then I started seeing the news. Oh, Amazon has fired 30,000 staff.
Ooh.
Oh, you see, Washington Post has fired. ChatGPT suddenly can do all these things.
Right.
So then I started asking myself, in Africa, while we are still catching up, already there's this new wave whereby it's going to be replacing all this wave of professionals. If it's happening to the US, what's going to happen in Africa? Okay. And then I saw you have a lot of kids that have parents from the African descent. And then you see these parents that are in the US, many of them are in medicine. I mean, actually they're nurses. Many of them are nurses. Right. Many of them are in tracking.
Yes.
These people are doing these businesses because they never had any option when they came to the US. Because doing the nursing, it was the easiest way for them to start their life in the US. Being an Uber driver or being a truck driver, it's an easier way of someone from Kenya to come to the US to start their life. But then you have these kids that have been born here, but have grown up here. These kids are technically, they are Kenyans or they are from Somalia, but they are not. They are Americans.
Right. They were born here.
But the problem with them is they many of them, they'll just think like their parents. You understand? Instead of them focusing on doing all this venturing into this AI stuff and building like technology companies, they will, because you see, it's the environment that. So I said, personally, I believe if I grew up here, I would, if I had the opportunity to like grow up in America right now, I might be like the classes of like Elon Musk and the rest.
I have no doubt.
Right?
Yeah.
But then because my country where I was born, it constrained my abilities. Like there's a lot that I couldn't do.
Yes.
But now I'm here. I'm going to take time, go around, talk to these kids, show them, you know what, America, you don't need a rich father or a politician uncle. If you have all what matters is your brain. In Kenya, you needed a rich uncle, a politician cousin for you to be able to take anything to the market. Right? Even a sack of potato that has a rich father is able to, they are able to be your boss. That's how Africa is.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to take that time and with the knowledge that I've had in terms of building technologies. Right. And sometimes I say, I also thank God because I have learned the hard way. Now I can be able to build a manufacturing company with a fraction of a cost. So I started going around, and then I started go to high schools. Right? So I went to high school, see these American kids. So now I'm going to give another example. So there's a group that I'm working with now. So these kids, they used to break into cars. So they'll see a car parked, break into cars. So now I'm bringing these kids together show them that instead of breaking those cars, I want to teach you how you can build devices to protect cars from being broken or being stolen.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So what and it's not hard. So I slowly introduce them first to the technology, show them how they can build that with AI. I introduce them to manufacturing, PCB design. How do you identify the factories, manufacture? And then you see sometimes, I'm going to give an example. People think, because you see the way America is, everything America is expensive. Everything.
It is.
But for me, because I've grown up in Africa, I had to learn about making sure that my processes are of low cost because I was never rich. And then I would build high quality devices because at the end of the day, people will buy my devices not because I'm Morris, but they have to be better than the Chinese ones.
Right.
So I'm going to give you a very simple thing that I did when I was with these kids. So one day I was just going out with the kids, just trying to like mentor them, you know. So we went to a laundromat. So this laundromat, you insert coins.
Right.
For you to do the washing.
Yes.
And I'm going to show all these videos.
Right.
So insert the coins to do the washing. Then sometimes, so when I was talking to the girl, the laundry say, you know what, sometimes those coins get stuck. He doesn't know how many coins are in the machine. Those machines are 20 years old.
Right.
There is no way they can be able to accept cards. So I was explaining to the kids, you guys, because are born in America, you don't see that as a challenge. You see that's normal way of doing it.
Right.
But for me, I see an opportunity. So I told them, you know, come on, let's build a device that we can upgrade this old machine to accept Apple Pay.
Interesting.
So this is how you do it.
Okay.
This is the design. This is the interface. This is how you design the PCB. Now, we design the PCB and the cost for that board is $10.
What is BCP, by the way?
Printed circuit board.
Okay.
So the cost of upgrading that machine is $10. And the opportunity of processing that transaction, you can get up to 4% of any transaction that goes to that machine a month.
Wow.
So in a single laundry machine, these kids can make more than $10,000 if they start producing these devices and installing them. And it's very simple to do all this. But because they don't see that as a challenge. They see that's a normal way of life.
They accepted it.
They accepted it.
Yeah.
But for me, I see it as an opportunity. So I said, let me come bring together this program called Inventing School. So that's how Inventing School was born. So what I do is just go to different places, meet the kids, talk to them, show them the opportunities that they have. Because for me, I believe America is where you have like it all depends on yourself. You can be whoever you want to become. You don't need the government, you don't need to know anyone. This is the only country that I've seen, if you have a good proposal, you take it to any company. They will look at it without you having to know anybody. Okay?
You've probably been a little bit generous with them. I would say there is still, I think, importance in relationships and who you know and who they know and, you know, the network that you have. And in the US, we have what they call a nepo babies as well. People who are nepotism and, you know, put people in power because they know them. But I would agree 100% with you that the ceiling is much higher.
Yes.
In Kenya, to do even the basics, you have to know people. Like you have to have a network or a connection to somebody. But in the US, without having all those connections, there's just so much far that you can go.
You can be,
Yes. But going back to the kids, you say their parents came here, they just took whatever job that was available to them. They wanted to provide their families immediately. And nursing and truck driving, Ubering is what was available. The kids who are born here, on the other hand, they have a lot of opportunities. They don't have to follow the footsteps of their father. But sadly, that is what happens a lot of times. And that is mainly because the kids, the people that they know are truck drivers, Uber drivers, nurses, you know, that sort of thing. So they are doing what their environment is showing them, right? And the challenge they have here is not, there's no opportunities, there's no jobs. There are jobs and there are opportunities. It's just, how do you get them into the mindset to actually look for it? Because they want to take the easy way out. Maybe breaking into a car is much easier than building an app for the car, right? Which hopefully that's not a very common thing. But still, how do you get them to value the opportunities that are surrounding them?
So there are a lot of ways. There are a lot of ways. So actually, one of the things that I'm doing with the kids is so like on the what we're doing on the platform. Let's say, for example, a kid wants a PlayStation. Right. So you want a PlayStation, $500. So the parent will put the $500 into the platform. So you build an app. You get paid for you to be able to like so if you do like a certain milestone. You get you get a certain amount of money.
I
right?
see. I see. Yeah.
And then also what I do is, for example, let's say in Minneapolis. So once I've trained these kids, they would go out. So I'll give you a story. So I have an 11-year-old kid. So what they did, so I trained them for like a month. So they go online, go to Google, and then they'll search groceries.
Okay.
So on the groceries, you'll find contacts, but then you'll see website. So any company that doesn't have a website, but there's a contact, the kid will take that company, build the website, everything about that company, and then they'll call them. Hi, I've seen you don't have a website. I've built a sample for you. Can you have a look at it? They'll have a look at it. Do you like it? Oh, I like it. It's $500. I'll give you everything.
That's a really interesting model. You would actually develop the product before you even talk to the company without them knowing it. And you show the finished product.
Showing them. These are websites.
That is much easier to sell it when they actually can see it versus telling them about it.
And you know, this is a kid that doesn't pay rent.
Right.
They live in their home.
They
can even give you that website for $200. And they're still.
And they would do that through the vibe coding that you were talking about?
Everything they're going to do that through with AI.
Nice.
And then now, because of the networks that I have a lot of mentors that are coming to the program.
Nice.
Not just doing the software, but also the hardware aspect of it. So even when these kids, let's say they have an idea, they want to build a physical product. So I have people that are going to support them to be able to build the physical product. Actually, the idea that I have now in the US, my dream is to convert most of the schools that we're going to partner with into like mini factories. So the schools are going to, because you see US left manufacturing very long time ago.
Right.
That's why all the manufacturing went to China.
Yeah.
So the only way we can bring the manufacturing back is to start to teach these kids manufacturing when they're still in school.
Should we be bringing back manufacturing though?
We should be bringing manufacturing.
Okay.
We should be bringing manufacturing.
The guy in the White House agrees with you.
Yes.
Yes.
We should be bringing manufacturing.
Okay. Why?
And the only way.
Yeah.
You see, I would say, if you look at the way even the cars, you see like the way the history for manufacturing, like Ford, all the high tech devices were manufactured in the US, right? And manufacturing brings in, I would say, like independence. Like you become more like how do I put it? You see, like the way, I don't know if you've been to China, but
I have not.
China, China used to manufacture. People used to say it's like substandard products.
Right.
People used to say that.
Yes, that's not the case anymore.
But then China now has invested heavily in R&D.
True.
But because they had all this manufacturing, and you know, with manufacturing, there's you have let's say you have a company that manufacture cars. You see that car has like 1,000 parts from different factories. You have the plastics.
Right.
You have the chips, you have the ECUs, you have the lights. These are all like small factories. So for you, you're just seeing a car factory.
Right.
But inside that car factory, you have 1,000 other small factories that are feeding to that.
True.
So, and all this, they're empowered by the government to be able to to build these like small factories to be able to like feed into into like the bigger. So they call them like OEMs. So like you have these small, you have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We still also have them in the US. So now when China was cheaper, when it was cheaper to manufacture in China, people say it's cheaper, but it's not cheaper because it's at scale.
Right.
So they can afford to produce low cost because of the scale.
Exactly.
But then if today we want to start manufacturing in the US, you cannot start from the university. We have to start teaching these kids while they're still young, while they're still in school, that it's actually possible. And I'm so happy now if you go on YouTube today, you have very young guys in the US doing very well. Someone who has like a small room, they have their small SMT machine, they have a small like injection machine, producing their own devices. And you see the beauty with the US, if you produce something in Minneapolis today, Amazon can ship it everywhere in the US.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So
there's
you don't need
infrastructure built.
Infrastructure is already there.
Yes.
The internet, like you are blessed, you have everything. You have everything.
You know, the people who are in it, they don't see it. It takes like an outsider like you
to be able to see,
come in and see all of this. Yes. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So you started the inventing school.
So I started with. So now I'm doing it like as a mentorship program. But I'm looking forward to partner with more and more schools to be able to introduce this in the school.
Okay.
And then the whole idea is people graduate with a certificate. So what is a certificate? it's like a stamp that you've gone to school.
Right.
So where are you taking the stamp? To your employer. Right?
Right.
So that the employer can know, you know what, this is Morris, I've gone to school, right?
Yes.
So inventing school mindset is different. We want you to graduate with a company, right?
Your own company.
Your own company.
Real product out
Real
there.
product. That's how you graduate, not a paper, right? So when you graduate in high school,
yes,
right? When you graduate in high school, you have a product and you have a room to make mistakes, right? And you have a team that is there to accommodate you, to like help you through, right? So you have software engineers, and then so the program with the inventing school, I don't work with teachers. I don't have teachers at all.
Work with the student directly.
No. I work with real engineers that are building product. For example, someone who is teaching you how to do PCB design is working in Huawei, right? He's an engineer in Huawei, or he's an engineer in Apple that is doing PCB. Like he's the one who's going to be mentoring you to be able to.
How do you get those people to involve?
So first, like all my engineers in my company.
Yes,
they're in this program.
Okay.
So I already have enough engineers. I do people
from Numerals.
From Numeral, yeah.
Okay.
So I have also an R&D office in China.
Nice.
So I have like a very good Chinese engineers. So all of them, I brought them together. So you know what? This is now this is what I feel. This is the vision that I wanna push the next 5 years. Okay.
Nice.
So all of them are supporting the program. And then during my years, I have people that I've worked with. I have people that I've interacted with.
Right.
I have people that have developed products. I have people that they run their own technology companies that I've interacted with, and they have supported during my technology journey.
Right.
So all of them, I brought them into the program. So, and many of them, I realized you have very good engineers in the US that also would want to give back to the community, but they don't know how to.
There's no platform.
There's no platform.
No programs.
So that's what
what
I'm trying to build. So yeah.
How are you thinking about scaling this and making it beyond you or your engineers? Like right now, you travel around the US, like you said.
Yes.
You go to high schools.
Yes.
You basically do a little bit of a workshop there.
Yes.
How do you envision that going, beyond just you?
So now, what I do primarily, what personally I do is just like I'm just going to be the face of the program.
Right.
But then I have trainers across the world.
Nice.
So I have people who do embedded systems that are based in Nigeria, based in Kenya, based in the US. So I have like different people from like different regions that are going to be teaching the kids. Like for me, it's just go talk to them. I can do the first few introduction to the technology, and then from the platform they can do everything. And then apart from that, we teach them also how to because we also do manufacturing. So I teach them how to let's say you want to make a product.
Right.
How do you break it down? How do you identify different factors that are going to be building the product? How do you negotiate with them? And then we actually do practical. Identify those companies, talk to them, pay them, get the sample shipped, put it together. So when that kid sees, this is how you can actually be able to produce. Sometimes I'm gonna give you an example. Sometimes I watch Shark Tank, right?
Yes.
And then I see someone who has developed a very cool technology, and then the guy asks him, "How much have you spent?" They say $500,000. If I look at that thing, I say, it fits me.
Yes.
I can build that with less than $5,000.
Wow.
Less than $5,000.
Wow.
But because it's the mindset, like in the US, like everything is expensive.
It is.
So I want to change the mindset of the people. And teach them the Africa. I would say I'm going to call it the African way.
The African way. The
African
cost-effective way.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Cost-effective way of doing things.
That could be a strategic edge,
Yes.
Yes.
So and then see them through from the idea until they have their product.
Wow.
To the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started that inventing school in the US.
Yes.
But also you're launching it now
in Kenya. Yes, actually. So I started it here like 2 months ago, and then now it's actually the first program is starting in Kenya tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would Somali be next?
Of course. Actually, not okay. I'm saying technically it's Kenya, but it's all over Africa. It's all over Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to start somewhere. Figure out the model.
I have kids tomorrow that are joining from Nigeria, from South Africa, from Morocco, because it's online.
Yeah.
And then also what I do, I also partner with the education institutions.
Nice.
So I'll partner with schools, I'll partner with the universities. And then also one of the unique things that I do, let's say if I partner with a school that is in, for example, in Mombasa or in Nairobi or Kisumu. So as long as you're in my program, you must open up your school for any kid that is in the program, regardless, even if they're not in your school. So what happens is, if you have a kid from Mombasa that has traveled to Nairobi and then he's part of the Inventing School program and there's any nearby lab that has partnered with my program, they are free to have the access.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm building like so for me, I believe in the next like 2 years, I'm gonna have the biggest network of innovators and companies that have come out of the program, because we give them like a very good foundation for them to start, and just not giving them the foundation, also we help open up the market for them.
Right.
So if you have a kid in Nairobi that has built a good app that is solving like a certain problem, we also market it across all our networks for them to be able to like just buy from that particular kid to encourage them to be able to keep on. Because if a kid builds a small like if they build something and then they make their first dollar out of what they've built, that kid will never see. It will change their mindset, because they will see
value. It would encourage them.
Yes,
right. They would actually know what they have in their hands.
Yes. And why we do that, because you see the way education system is. I'm gonna give an example. You know why kids play a lot of video games? You never force the kids.
Instant rewards that they're getting out of it.
Instant reward. Yes. So they keep like, they know if you go at this stage, there's a reward.
Right.
But with education, apart from doing the homework, and they just marking for them like correct, there's nothing much.
And it's also delayed usually, you don't even get those as often.
Yes. So now, just to be able to like encourage them, we have like those sort of like instant rewards.
You sort of gamify the process in a way. Yes. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. We are going to conclude in a minute, but before we do that, you said this is for mainly kids, at least how you started in the US, are kids whose parents are from Africa.
No, not for kids whose parents, like I said, that's how I started it.
That's how you started
That's how I started it, because it was like but
it's open for everybody, basically.
Open for everybody. For everybody. It was an easier way for me like to communicate with them.
To start with that.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect.
But now it's open for everybody.
Right. We'd like to give you a second to look at the camera directly and then tell those parents and kids what you would like them to know about Inventing School and how it's going to help them.
Okay. So Inventing School is a program where we try to support or teach the kids how they can be able to utilize the latest technologies for them to be able to build anything that they want. And we teach them right from vibe coding, where you can actually be able to build apps without having to be an engineer. We introduce them to building motherboards, building PCBs, and we use very simple tools, because we understand the kids nowadays, they don't want anything that I would say, how do I put it? Let me give an example. So when programming started, people used to build software using high-level languages. And then compilers came, so it was easier. You can use human language to build the apps. But then today, we have AI. So AI has taken a lot of these burden from us. So for us, you just need to be able to learn how to identify the problems around you, then come up with an idea, and then the AI is able to take that from to build. Okay, I'm gonna give a very simple example. So what happened in the 1900s when Ford was manufacturing the cars? Before that, we used to have horse carriages, and then people started. Ford invented the assembly line. They started manufacturing cars. So those people, after Ford started, like the Industrial Revolution came, people started investing in steel and car manufacturing. Those who kept investing in horse carriages, they were all out of business. All of them were, and it was a very big industry, but they were all out of business. Again, I'm going to give another example, Kodak. So Kodak invented the first digital camera, but then they were not the ones who took it to the market. Instead, they invested heavily in manufacturing their old films. Then digital camera came. Nobody's thinking about the film again. So the same is happening now. And today it's practical, and it's happening in real time, right? Today, that in this generation, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we're gonna have a lot of graduates that have no jobs. simply because most of the things that we are being trained in school, AI is doing that better. It's doing it better than humans. So the best thing that you can be able to position our kids, the best thing that you can position our youth is to be able to make them innovators. And innovation is never trained, it's nurtured. So you can never teach a kid how to be innovative. You have to nurture them, and you have to start from a younger age. So what Inventing School is about is bringing these kids and then just spark that curiosity out of them, showing them the possibilities, showing them you can actually be able to use AI to build. And then now from there, they become better. And with the tools that we have today, the AI tools and all these tools that are already available to them, they can take advantage to them and be able to build successful businesses and successful companies. If you look today in Silicon Valley, all the big AI companies, most of the new startups are owned by 15-year-old kids, 16, 17. These kids never started yesterday or the day before. These kids started this curiosity when they were young, and there is no genius out here. We are all born with the same. It's our environment. It's what is thrown into us, and it's how you as a human being you allow yourself to absorb. So what I'm gonna be doing in the next 6 months, I'm gonna be traveling around US. I'm gonna share my contacts. Invite me. I would want to see as many kids as possible. Show them there's possibilities. If I came from a rural home in Mombasa, never had electricity, I used a truck to go to the city, and now I own the most advanced manufacturing facility in Kenya. I came to America. Most of the Kenyans who came here, many of them knew someone. I never knew anybody. I came just me. And it is technology that has brought me in the US. Technology has given me the best life that I've ever imagined. And what I can be able to do at this point is to empower as many young people as possible so that we can have this new generation of inventors and innovators that are going to help Africa and as well help America and take it to the next level. Thank you.
Wow. Very well said, man. I'm so inspired, and I can't wait to see what the Inventing School is going to do. I think those kids really need it, and this is the time, right? So thank you for doing this. I can't wait, like I said, to see all that you would accomplish.
Thank you so much.
We will end, but I have a very few kind of fun questions at the end. We call the rapid fire questions. I need 1-2 sentence responses, really quick.
Okay.
Are you a morning or a night person?
Night.
Night. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What is your favorite fun activity? Or you don't have fun?
I don't. Let me see what fun. Maybe just watching documentaries.
Watching documentaries.
Yeah,
nice.
Especially technology documentaries. I know, I think since I know the history of almost anything that has ever been manufactured. I've watched documentaries.
Because of documentaries.
Yeah.
Wow, really good. What is the best advice you have ever received?
Start from somewhere. So many people, and I have a lot of friends who you want to build, for example, you want to build a tech company, but you want to raise $1 million for you to be able to start.
Mm-hmm.
But so one of the best advice that I was given is just look around, see what's there, and use that to start. Then once you start, people are going to see and they are going to come to support you. So don't wait to get everything for you to be able to start. You can start today.
That is really good. I've been hearing that. Getting started on anything is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because you never know if you don't start what you could have done, right? So I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
What is a habit that took you so long or was really hard to develop, but now you cannot live without?
A habit that took me so long and now I cannot live without. Let me see. I think it's again, it's like when before I had an idea, but I'll keep postponing. I'm gonna start it. But it took sometimes 6 months,
right?
And then so when I started changing that, so today I can build a product within a week. I build, test, it fails. So for me, I believe fail fast,
right?
And then you move on. You don't
Yes.
For me, I don't have regrets.
There you go.
I will build it, test it, fail, and then move to the next.
And that was not always the case.
Never the case.
It took you so long to get there.
Yeah.
That's great.
But now
That's great.
it has become part of me.
Okay. What is at the top of your travel bucket list? And I would prefer it actually if you're somewhere in Africa for me. But if you have Africa and somewhere else outside of the world, that is also
Africa. I would say. Actually, I'd want to visit almost all the countries in Africa.
Right. Pick one.
I would
Pick
say
one place.
Zambia.
Zambia.
as Botswana.
Nice.
Yeah, Botswana.
Nice. Yeah.
Actually, I would really love to go to Botswana.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been to both of them actually.
Yeah.
Yes. We stayed at the Big Falls.
Yeah.
And then, there are a bunch of countries nearby.
Yeah.
You can just go each one of them.
Yeah.
A couple of days. That's what we did.
Yeah. Congo.
I haven't been to Congo.
Yeah. You know what I did when before I left Kenya, I bought like a small plane, like a 6-seater.
Oh, nice.
So the idea is once
you didn't make it?
No.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do is I just want to take a trip from Kenya.
Yes.
And we'll just fly like to almost all the Africa. So the idea is I want to take inventing school once I've reached somewhere in the US. I want to like really push it in Africa. And then what I'm doing is I want to pair the kids in the US with the kids in Africa to like work on common projects.
Nice.
So what I'm going to be doing because you see, from the US I can drive from Minnesota to like any
right.
I can just
road
drive.
Trips,
The roads are
big
good.
thing here. Yes.
But in Africa that's different. It's so hectic.
It's harder.
So so the idea is once I go back, I want to just get everything in the plane from Kenya, just fly to Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. Like I just go like every Somalia.
Yes.
And then like in the country as well, fly in different places,
right.
meet the kids,
nice.
Stay with the kids, build something with them. So for me, I really believe in like doing it practically.
Yes.
If you just tell them, you know what, you can actually be able to do this and this. If they don't see it, then it's hard for them. So I just want to spend, let's say like a week, in like remote villages in Africa, build some technologies with them, show them how it's done, and then from there, that's.
Yeah.
So I want to travel in almost like most of the African countries, not just the countries, but in like different villages in those countries.
the country. Yes. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sam. You're just one man. There are a lot of problems that are out there to be solved.
Yes.
You cannot take on all.
Yes.
What is one problem that you wish someone takes on and actually builds this company around it? One specific one.
So I think as you said, like it's it actually the reason why I also am like trying to push the inventing school.
Yes.
Is because I might have 5 ideas, but I believe these kids will have a million ideas.
Right.
Because sometimes ideas can come out of like different places.
Right.
Places that you can never imagine. So for me, my dream is to empower as many people as possible. Then they can be able to use the knowledge to be able to like solve now the world problems. And actually what I'm doing with the inventing school, I'm giving them the source codes of even some of the technology that I've spent a lot of money to develop.
Right.
I'm giving them for free.
Wow.
So because I know like it's them that are going to change.
Yeah.
They're going to change the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last question. What is one book you would recommend and why?
So there's a book about Steve Jobs. And I really love the way I'm a fan of Steve Jobs. Not I know people like think he was like really like tough sometimes.
Right.
But then he always build things that people never even imagined that they wanted them. For example, the iPad.
Right.
Nobody knew that they would need a bigger phone.
Yeah. I got one here.
Yep. When he was doing he was combining the camera and the music and the internet into a single phone. Nobody knew that you needed a single device to do all that. But then they ended up being like setting the standards.
Right.
For it was a big risk because it would have failed.
Right.
But then he took the risk. So in the book, like you learn about like the way he took the risk, the way he was like he really pushed the human race forward. Good. In terms of because he was not even you have and I try to also do that in some of like my designs. Okay. Is you are solving this particular problem, but the way you communicate it, the way you package it to the people, let's say for example, if you have the best technology in a phone, see that the first thing that someone when they want to buy that particular phone is the way that phone is packaged, the box, right, and the way the phone looks like. So if you have the best processor, but then the box is not well packaged, the casing of the phone is not well packaged, nobody's gonna buy it. Yeah. So I like his thinking in terms of like the technology and as well the way you present it. Even the box. You see the way when you open the so it's so like the way you open your phone, your iPhone, the box. Right. You see the way there's like a bubble of air inside. Yeah. Even that he thought of that. Yes. The experience. Right. They say that people don't want to throw their iPhone box.
Yes. My wife is one of those people.
Yes.
She keeps all of
Why?
them.
Why do you
Yes.
why do you want to keep the box?
Yeah.
Because it's the way the box has been designed. The experience was
It's
like
just too
opening.
good. You know?
It's too good.
Yes.
You know. So
Yes.
I really learned a lot from Steve Jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is by Walter Isaacson.
Yes.
I think. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, great. That's a good book. I've listened to the audio version of it.
Yeah.
You audio guy or physical book?
Audio.
There you go. Sam.
Yeah.
Sam. You can do a lot more than just sit there and listen to it. Well, thank you so much, Morris. That was very, very interesting conversation.
Thank you so much.
And I think this is not done. We'll have a part 2.
Yeah.
But this was great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, we should. We need to. So actually, one of the things that and I would want someday I do it with you. So what I'm trying to do is of course I love podcast. I love just sharing, because that's the only way you can share the message with the world.
Yes.
So what I also want to do is if you're gonna be free.
Yes.
So I want to be going to for example, you go to like supermarkets, right? Like the Target.
Yes.
You have kids that want, let's say they want toys from the parent.
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to go to those shops. I mean the malls with the laptop. So if you want a PlayStation or you want a toy for $50, so I ask the parent to give me 30 minutes with the kid. They should build an app in 30 minutes. Then they get whatever the parents want to buy them. And I assure the parents within 30 minutes, this kid is going to build the app. So I'm going to take only 10 minutes to teach them, give them 20 minutes to build the app. And then once they build, the parents going to buy for them. Now, you see, with that, number one, the kid will have learned something out of that. Secondly, they get whatever of course, you're going to buy it anyway.
Right.
By why don't you give me that kid for 30 minutes?
Yes.
Let's see if he can, we can put him to task. And then he's going to build anything that they love. If you love football, you're going to build something around football. If you love music, they're going to build something around music.
Right.
So just to show them that we have the tools out here. We have AI that is doing everything. It's just the mindset.
Wow.
So that's something.
Let's do that this Friday.
Yes, sure.
I'm 100%
all right,
down.
let's do that.
I'm down.
Let's do that.
That
Let's
would be
do
really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.